What's going on, you guys? Chris, aka the Nerd Dad, and I have got a new lightsaber for you guys. Check it out. So today I bring a whole new lightsaber for you guys. This is a lightsaber I wanted for a long time. It's a Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller lightsaber from the video game Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Now, if you haven't played it, it's kind of an older game, but if you have the opportunity to play, I highly recommend it. It's not canon in the movies, but it really could be part of that Star Wars universe. Maybe a live action series or a movie, Disney, hint, hint. Oh well. So here it is. It is the 7Chambers SK-IG or the Starkiller in-game. Let's take a closer look. All right, so here's a closer look of the 7Chambers SK-IG. This hilt definitely did not come this way when I first got it. It was a completely different looking hilt now. Austin definitely went to town on this. This is actually the retention knob, but the retention knob when I first got it was actually an anodized black. And I wanted this hilt to look more reminiscent to the moment when Starkiller is reassembling his lightsaber using the Force. And this is kind of the look I wanted to go for. In that scene, the knob was just matching the rest of the hilt with some weathering on top of there. And there's also this copper section here. Now, in the game, that copper section isn't actually there. There are 3D models of the actual hilt surfaced online, and it looked nothing like that. It's just same color as this essentially looking brushed aluminum, and that copper portion wasn't there, but it was there in that scene in the game, and that's something I really liked on there. The emitter here was a stainless steel, so I asked Austin if he can do heat stain it just like Kylo Ren's in the sequel trilogy. So he went ahead and did that. You can kind of see it has a blue hue to it. I think it looks awesome. Now, even though I wanted this hilt to look more reminiscent of that scene, I did want to add my own little twist to it, how I want it, customized to myself. So what I ended up doing with this is I asked Jeremy if he would go to town with this, with his install. So in that original 3D model, none of this was in there. It wasn't anything like this. It was more plain, just black with, I believe, a red and black wire that's wrapped around the chamber rod. Now, this chamber rod is extra. I paid for that. I got that off of Etsy from Phil Guinness at Kellerminian Customs. And on the inside, there is a SHTOK graphics clamp card in the inside, which has LEDs in it as well. That was a little custom I asked Jeremy to do. Jeremy's been doing that in a lot of his builds, and that's something I fell in love with and I loved. Now, when you get this hilt, you don't get that rod. You will get this rod here. Plain silver rod that goes on the inside. All you have to do is just unscrew it and you screw in the new one. Later on, 7Chambers ended up sending a shorter rod because that is to, make it help fit the crystal that they send you. Now, I am not a fan of this crystal. 7Chambers, I'm sorry. I am not a fan of this crystal. I don't like it. I wasn't a fan. So Jeremy over at Solosabers ended up putting a real quartz crystal in there, and that just looks phenomenal. Now, you can probably see it in the inside. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a crystal detail on the inside. Let's see if I can get some more light in here. You guys can see that. Kind of might be able to see it in there. Now, I got that off of Etsy. That is made by the Proplicator. Proplicator also made these chamber fins. It's also made out of metal. Looks great. That was my original intention, was to have that put in the inside. But the way Jeremy does his installs, I love the way that looked. I thought it looked a lot better. So I went that way. I went in that direction. As much as I really wanted to use this one, unfortunately, that SHTOK clamp card would not fit or work with that the Proplicators. And this thing is, by the way, it's for sale. I'm gonna sell it for about $100. I think I paid like $110, $115 for it, so that's for sale. So if anyone wants it, let me know. Let's go ahead and open up the chassis and look at the inside here. Got the battery section here, also with a Profi version 2.2 white, which I like the white. I think it looks nice. Side here, so I believe it says Solosabers here in Arabic, and it has some Force lightning on the side. Let me see if I can make it brighter in here. You kind of see it. A little bit more force lightning on the side. Let's put a battery in it. Now, spring side your negative, right, Jeremy? Spring side your negative. You don't want to put the opposite way because you will fry your board, and who knows what else will happen if you don't do that. So definitely, spring side is your negative. If it helps, keep the sticker on there so you can see it says spring side is your negative. Let's see here. It's turned out on me. That swing on feature is quite sensitive. I might have to put some Kapton tape here a little bit because the board likes to pop up a little, and I don't want that board to make contact with the inside of the pommel cap, or pommel. Now, one thing on this hilt I really, really like is, unlike every other hilt I have, the retention screw is an actual retention hex key. Well, you'll need a hex key for it. So just like on my master replica Graflex that I have, it uses a knob, and that's your retention knob. This knob is the same thing. So if I turn it, the blade plug comes out. Now, this is not the blade plug you actually get from 7Chambers. I lost mine. I'm not going to get into it. I'm very upset, but something happened and it went missing. But luckily, it does actually kind of match the rest of the hilt, so it, it fits in there fine. I'll put in my little baby blade in here because I don't have enough room to swing around. Now I'll actually turn down the lights a little bit so you guys can see. So the first font I actually had Jeremy install here was going to be Ancient Integration. So Ancient Integration is from Syndicate Custom Relics, and he sells his off of repulsecollectibles.com. I will leave a link in the description down below to where you can get it as well. I actually really love this font, and it was something I knew I needed to have on this hilt. So it goes, let's see here. Stock ones. Teensy.
Smooth. My ally is the Force.
Now, right in the inside, you can see that clamp card in the back going, scrolling up and down. The Kyber crystal on the inside is pulsating there. It does have swing on. Or not. Oh, I know, it paused, so it's fine. Smooth swing is immaculate. Blaster deflex. It does have battle mode. And that one is Ancient Integration. So Syndicate Custom Relics also has another one called Boot the Champ, which is basically Sebulba's from episode 1. So if it does have a pre-on, so if I just press it, and that clamp card just really makes this thing pop out even more. And that's, man, that font. It just sounds like it's flying by you. Such a great font. So this is a Starkiller Saber, so I did put Starkiller fonts on there, and I started use the Kyberphonic. So Kyberphonic is who I used for the main part of the Saber font. And so what I ended up doing was I reached out to the Starkiller Saber group on Facebook and asked if anyone had maybe quotes from the game. And a great user on there ended up sending me a couple things I could use, and I just picked out a few that I liked from it. So the first one is still going to be Kyberphonic's Secret Apprentice. And what I ended up doing was, now I used it, but now I added different fonts. And so I had actually built 3 different fonts. One is just a standard Starkiller with just some standard fonts. The second one is going to be Starkiller from when he was actually Vader's apprentice, when he had the red blade, about a quarter in or half part of the game. So if I just change it here,
I'm ready.
So that's going to be Starkiller's. But I ended up adding these quotes in here.
What's going on out there, boy?
One of the Star Destroyers is headed right for me. I gotta get out of here.
You'll never get clear in time. You need to pull it into the cannon.
You're insane. It's massive.
You're a Jedi, boy. Size means nothing to you. Reach out with the Force and grab that ship, or you will die on this trash heap.
So what am I looking for, General?
You'll know when you see it.
Now, Profi does this thing where it doesn't actually play like the quotes in order how you have them. It's just random, and sometimes it will play the same one over and over and over again. I believe OS 6 is supposed to change that. I believe it goes in order by your quotes, how you have them set down, or your force effects, I might say. So I hope OS 6 has that, because it's kind of annoying when you want to play different quotes or different force effects, and it plays the same 1, 2, 3 times in a row. This next one's going to be when he's actually Vader's apprentice, so you'll see on the inside it's red.
It seems that you are about to achieve your primary programming,
You
Master.
got Proxy.
Yes. Finally.
This one swing on. Couple quotes I added on here.
You were weak when I found you. Now your hatred has become your strength. At last, the dark side is your ally. Rise, my apprentice. What is your will, my master? My spies have located another Jedi. Casting Paratus is far more powerful. But if you destroy him, you'll be one step closer to your destiny.
So this next one I ended up doing, I like this one. This next font, how I changed it around, is the very end. Essentially, when Starkiller finds out about the Death Star, and it's this duel between him and Vader, and maybe a couple scenes in that part of the game. But it does have a Prion. If you guys are familiar with the game, you're going to recognize this part right away. Oh.
A massive space station. Goodbye, Juno.
I love that. It reminds me of that game. I remember playing the game, and then when that part happened, and I saw it, I was like, wow, that was awesome. So I had to have that as a Prion.
Your journey ends here.
Go! Hurry!
That's one of my favorite parts of the game, too, I have to say.
I've trained you well, but you still have much to learn.
You have nothing left to teach me.
Now, this final font I threw in here, I actually just threw it in last night. It was something I had to have. If you guys have been watching and being up to date with Star Wars Visions, you're going to recognize this from Ronin. And this was something, I mean, you saw it in the intro to the video. Everyone's been using it. I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and it's a slow ignition. And I just thought it was an awesome font to have, and I just had to have it on here. It's very reminiscent to Kylo Ren's saber font. You can hear the crackling in there, like it's broken or something. But you can hear it just like in the show.
Goodbye, Juno.
Oh, now I gotta skip through it.
Just
There.
a simple wander.
You can hear the crackling. Just an awesome font. This is also by Kyberphonic. So I have a lot of Kyberphonics on here, but that's okay. I'm a fan of him. I mean, that's all the fonts. I didn't add a lot on there. I didn't want to add too much on there. I like the way it was. I want it nice and simple. I mean, there are, as of right now, there are 2 Starkillers that are available that came out this year. It's going to be this one here. This is obviously the 7Chambers SK-IG, and Corband came out with their own version, which is the Rogue Apprentice V2. I actually had that one, and I had pre-ordered it before I saw the pre-order for this go live, and then all of a sudden it came in, and I honestly didn't like it. I didn't like what they did with it. I preferred the V1. But when I got it, I ended up getting the signed version with the plaque. So what I did was I reached out to a fella over on Facebook. It's called Plaques for Props. And I also reached out to another person on Etsy. I will link both of their pages on in the description below. But what I ended up doing was Plaques for Props made this nice, awesome plaque for me, which is from the scene of the game of where I actually got how I wanted the saber to look more like. And with the plaque I got from Corband, I cut out the signature part. So I have Sam Witwer's signature on this one here. And then there is this acrylic stand I got from the person on Etsy. I can't remember their names, but I will definitely link that in the description below so you guys can have that. But this is by Plaques for Props. And they killed this one. This one is great. And it displays great. A little dusty. I probably should clean it up a little bit, but I end up having on there. So this looks great and I love it. If you guys are wondering, I did sell that the Rogue Apprentice. I wanted to install it, but honestly, the amount of love I have for this hilt is nothing compared to what I would have for that one. And I wanted that to go to a new home, and I prefer it went to a new home, and I just love this one so much. And this I will consider to be the unicorn of my collection, and I'm super happy to have this. So now, as I mentioned, this hilt could not have been perfectly done if it wasn't for Austin over at Asteria Workshop. Just looking at this hilt, it feels like I just pulled it straight out of the game, and it's beautiful. I'm so impressed with his work every single time I get something new from him. I will leave a link in the description below to his Etsy page and Instagram, just in case you guys want to get anything done by him. And trust me, guys, you guys would not be let down. I would definitely be using him again for future projects. Of course, I've got to mention Jeremy over at Solosabers. Jeremy in the past has had some very lengthy turnaround times, but he made some system to where he's able to push these installs out faster, but still continues to push out really high quality installs on a daily basis. So Jeremy, I don't know how you do it. This about covers my review on this hilt. I could not be happier with the way it turned out. I consider this hilt to be the unicorn of my collection. I'm proud to display this each and every day. I'd like to give a huge shout out again, Austin, Jeremy. You guys have continued to work on my projects, answered any of my questions on multiple occasions. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you, my friends. Also, the winner of Takara Tomy Kawaga, you will be announced very, very soon. I promise. I've been so busy at work. I wanted to get this done for you guys. It's going to happen very soon. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. I've got a lot of things to show you guys. I have so many things coming in store for you guys. I'm actually heading to Galaxy's Edge next month for the first time ever. I might go broke. I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably going to go broke, but that's okay. I'm super excited for the future. Cannot wait to show you guys what I have in store. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and may the force be with you.